In daily life, we are usually unaware of the musicality of speech. We don't notice what range is used, We don't notice what range is used, or the rhythms that are created, the rhythms that are created. All of that becomes habitual and exists only to support the meaning, or as a byproduct of a struggle to construct meaning, and to communicate. When we communicate with each other, we instinctively read a combination of semantics, intonation, rhythm, body language, and pragmatics. Spoken word can work with or against the habitual musicality of language.
Like the profits of Sam Miller, owners of Grolsch and Peroni, who channel the money from the Ghanaian brewery to tax havens in the Netherlands, Switzerland and Mauritius, repeating this across their empire, they take £10 million in tax from Africa alone. This is Always Emergency, all the time on 96.2 FM, and after a word from our commercial sponsors and Inspector Sams, we'll be handing you over to live entertainment until you talk.
Harold Pinter's Nobel Prize acceptance speech, a radio play. Adapted for radio by the rather Nicaragua Talking Theatre registered trademark. Characters: Harold Pinter, Rick, Miss Ilsa, and Sam. The then President and the then Prime Minister were excited, like everybody else was excited. You see, this old man had a story to tell, the kind of story that not only scratches an itch, but blows the whole arm off and leaves just a flap of skin hanging out of better days. But that was a silver screen, the one you watch. This is the howling box, the one you listen into, and our stars are on it, not in it. And what a talent scoop it is, brought to you here today in the way that the contractual obligations of the movie studios wouldn't allow. It's a universal story of love, hate, and war, and art, and politics, and truth, and an old dog who looks out for nobody but himself, or so it seems. It's a story we join now. As the curtain rises on scene 1, it's the same music, it's even the same music as in the film. The scene is a dog town in North Africa, a town that was relatively unknown before the war, but now everyone knows its name. Enter one man in a wheelchair, thinner than he used to be, plainly at the end of his life. He's got a blanket on his legs. He's so angry.
I knew he didn't give a damn about scissors or whether or not he had a mother who has a lot of scissors and used to scrape a line along a piano and drag a pin along it. Our beginnings never know our ends, but somewhere in the middle there is a dad, a dog cook, cooking for a lot of dogs. Dark cook. It's a cutty process, cutting out the shapes of characters that make up some words that might make characters, and it's the job of the hunter to try and find them in a gym cafe somewhere in North Africa, playing the piano like a gramophone.
Where are the scissors?
Keep playing, will you? Word is followed by image, and then a highly ambiguous transaction of cause.